Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from the Keller Williams Select Realty and Halifax Homes Lifestyles team. And it's at the end of summer because we are now in September, so we're looking at stats for August. But the question everybody wants to know is, how is the real estate market? Is it hot? Is it not? Is it cooling down? What's going on? So we're going to give you all of those answers coming right up. So, big question, has the Halifax market cooled off? And I can look at the stats here right in front of me and I can say no. In August, it did not really cool down. We're still sitting there with only 4.8 months of inventory. So it was the same as last month. You know, it's got a little bit higher than what happened in June and in May, but we are still sitting there at 4.8 months, which for a Halifax market is really, really strong. But here's the first word of caution. It hasn't necessarily resulted in sellers being able to ask a higher price on the property. And that's where the real thing goes on here in Halifax, is that people are seeing quicker days on market, they're seeing multiple offers, they're seeing low inventory levels, and therefore they're thinking, well, great, low inventory levels, I'm going to put up a higher price and see if I can get it. However, we're still getting, and it's actually gone down from last month, 96.4% from list to sale price. Now, when I look at August this year compared to August last year, we are up 5% in terms of the price, because our average is now at $326,000, so $326,000. We have 82 days on market, which actually went up by about 20 days from last month. So the days on market did actually creep up. We sold 475 homes. There were 2,291 active. And we also had a 78% sale to new listing ratio. So the amount of properties that we put on the market did actually slow down. And when you sell 475 and you list around about 560, therefore we're at 78%. So we're still eating into that inventory. And that's why the months of inventory are actually down at 4.8 months. Now, delve into some of the markets because people want to know my neighborhood. Not really so much worried about the whole of Halifax area. So when we look at number one, it's still Sackville. So we've got Sackville, number one selling market. Then number two, we have Timberley, Upper Tantallon. And then we have number three, Bedford. So when we look at Sackville, Sackville has a low average price, $237,000 in terms of an average. 70 days on market, but only 2.4 months of inventory. 60 homes were sold in Sackville in August, and there's only 140 active. So that is a silly quick market right now. Then we look at Timberley and Upper Tantallon, $275,000 average. So that came down quite a chunk. 33 houses sold, 7.4 months, so just creeping into a buyer's market in that area. And then we look at Bedford, $461,000. Now let's remember, Bedford West, a lot of new builds. The new builds are going to go for 100% of listing price, so they're going to bring that overall percentage up as well as the price. 6.7 months of inventory, so kind of just getting towards the top end of a balanced market there. So when we look at some of the other higher markets, we've got Waverley, Fall River and Oakfield, 6.3 months of inventory. Yay, Fall River, my area, doing well. $360,000 in terms of an average price. We look at Fairmount, Clayton Park and Rockingham, doing very well, 5.2 months of inventory, so still just a balanced market with $369,000 average price. And then we look at Portland Estates, because that includes Woodlawn, average price is actually a bit lower, $258,000, but 2.8 months there as well. So when you look at all of these, the only one that's actually shifted into a buyer's market is actually Kingswood, which is 8.8 months of inventory. Everybody else, apart from, well, we've got Armdale, Purcell's Cove up at 10 months as well, but everybody else is lower, which means 4.8 months. So in terms of the market, like, it's still really, really strong. And we're coming into that second bump in September. September, October, we start getting more listings again there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out for the whole year. But as far as I can see, staying still pretty good. Just don't be crazy and ask for a high selling price just because you think we're in a seller's market, and therefore seller's market means I should charge more money. Not always the case, so you've got to be really careful with that, because remember, three things that sell a house: the price, the condition, and the location. If you can't change the location, which pretty much you can't pick a house, well, you can pick a house but you wouldn't, then the condition, not a lot of people want to improve that condition of the house, or it's in great condition already, then you've only got one factor to play with, and that's the price. So sellers, be careful with that price, because you don't want to start driving the buyers away, because right now the buyers are out there, they're active, we're getting multiple offers, and it's a great market. So there you go. If you have any questions on your market or your specific property in which you're thinking of listing soon, because September is here, October, before you know it, we'll be at Christmas, and we certainly won't have the sunshine at the end of the day, then by all means give us a shout. It's richard@richardpayne.ca, or you can call me, text me, 902 489 1804. Let me know how we can help.